So here we go, the money slide. T cell activation, B cell activation, and then class switching, which we'll actually go into detail on one of the next slides. Actually, this slide, yeah, the very next slide. But for now, let's just talk about this. What's the point of two-factor authentication? Well, it's just like when you have to sign into a website. You know, it's a lot easier if you've got two different ways of proving something. But you'll see how the two factors here, it's more than just, activating something. It's activating something and then, having it do something. It's more than just an on-off switch. It's an on and then a programming switch. But enough mumbling. So here's the way you think about it. You need two factors, meaning it has to bind here with your T cell receptor, or it has to bind right here with CD86 or CD28. And of course it's the same thing here. T cell receptor, and then you have another ligand that gets bound. So what's the point of each? Well, the first one, in this example, you have a dendritic cell taking something in and then presenting it. And it's presenting it to a T cell. And it's saying, hey, you see this? T cell's like, yeah. And now with CD86, it's saying, okay, well now do something about it. And you can see the problem if you only had one of these factors activated and not both. So when a dendritic cell can present something with its MHC and say, hey, you see this? Yeah. But it needs the instruction, hey, you're going to want to kill this thing. Similarly, if you just had this and you didn't have the MHC on it, you would say, okay, kill it. But because there's no T cell receptor and there's no protein here, the T cell will just say, what, kill what? What are you talking about? That's kind of how I think about it. Alright. Again, exogenous things presented out MHC2. CD4 positive. Endogenous things, CD8 positive, MHC1. And show your killer T cells. Okay. Now, B cell activation and class switching. So it's very similar. Of course, you have a different ligand here. And of course, this is CD4 working with it. This could be CD4 or CD8 because you don't know what kind of T cell it is. It could either be your immediate cytotoxic T cell or it can be your helper T cell. When it comes to class switching, everything goes through your helper T cell. So that's why you have this CD4 ligand here. But you'll see it's the same thing. You have the presentation of the peptide. And then you'll end up having the activation switch, the go do something switch right here. Now, as you'll see in numbers 5 and 6, you do secrete certain cytokines that will eventually go into determining the kind of class switching that occurs with B cells. And in the next page, let's talk about what that entails. The big thing for this is it's two-factor authentication. CD4 is exogenous. CD8 is exogenous. Now you have two different ligands depending on if you're doing T cell activation versus B cell activation. CD86 or CD80/86, also known as B7, and CD28. That is something you have to memorize, of course. And then the CD40 ligand, CD40, right here. Remember, B cell activation is always CD4. T cell activation, well, you've got CD4 positive T cells, CD8 positive T cells, so that really depends.